Hey YouTube friends, welcome back to the channel. Today is an exciting day. I'm taking possession of my brand new Grand Design F-Series 34-foot motorhome. We're changing from the van. Today is moving day. I'm going to take you along with me as I take possession of my new RV. Let's get into it. Van life has treated me amazingly well. From this awesome campsite I found in Machias Bay, Maine, to the Green Mountain National Forest, to the freedom to park at various bike parks, I have loved the freedom of moving my home anytime I want. But I decided after over 200 days on the road that I just wanted something a little different, that my lifestyle had changed. Enter this beautiful Super C that I traded my van in for. Because what I ultimately realized was not that I didn't love van life and I love freedom, it's that I want a different type of freedom, and I'm calling that the freedom paradox. We'll get back to that in a minute. Let's talk about my breaking point. My breaking point happened when I was at Lake George Escape Campground in beautiful upstate New York using my Basecamp 1000 trail strategy. Watch the video on that here. I basically got reined in Le Deluge for 5 days in a biblical style flood when I sat in my 20 square feet wondering about my life choices because there was simply nothing to do. While Lake George Escape is beautiful, I didn't get to see most of it. After doing some heartfelt thinking and contemplating, what I realized was that there was a freedom paradox between a van and an RV. A van gives you the freedom to go anywhere and sleep anywhere, but it doesn't give you the freedom to live any way you want once you get there. Let me explain. If you're going to a popular trailhead or theme park, you have to worry about where you're going to park your van. Every time you move, the van has to move, which means everything has to be packed, stowed, and ready to go. That's a process. It's not easy. It's time consuming, and you have to scout ahead of time your potential parking. Busy trailhead, do they even allow vans? How big is the biggest parking spot? Going to Key West? Gotta be careful there. I got a ticket even though I was legally parked because they just don't like vans. Want to go to Hershey Theme Park? It's $60 a day to park your oversized vehicle. With an RV and my tow, such as the setup I'm showing you now, once I get to my Basecamp 1000 trails or whatever campground I'm staying in, I simply unhook the tow and I go. That's a new level of freedom. In effect, it's a freedom to live the way I want when I get there, with things like trips to Planet Fitness, the grocery store, going to a theme park, going to explore the city, being so much easier than having to move the van every time. The other reason I decided to upgrade was that my reality wasn't meeting my expectation when I bought the van. Let me explain. Originally, I had planned on doing a lot of boondocking, and I certainly did my fair share. From the opening shot I showed you in Machias Bay, to the Green Mountain National Forest as discussed in my Stratton and Killington videos, to this trailhead parking at Bull and Jake Mountain in Georgia, where I got to mountain bike and camp for 3 days without another soul being around an IMBA Epic Certified Trail. I definitely took advantage of the boondocking opportunities in my van. However, when I look back at things, the reality is that wasn't my lifestyle. More often than not, I was in a 1000 Trails campground or other established campground and going out from there. So I'm going to show you like my current setup, the campground I'm in right now. That gives me creature comforts. That gives me the ability to stage my RV there and then go with my tow from there. So when I looked back at my life, what I was actually doing was spending about 60% of my time in established campgrounds, 20% of my time on the road, whether that was Planet Fitness, Cracker Barrels, Walmarts, wherever in transition, and then about 20% of my time boondocking. For the ability to do that 20% of my time boondocking, I was giving up a lot of creature comforts, and it was forcing myself to have a lot more work anytime I wanted to do something as basic as go out and get groceries. Going back to that freedom paradox, again, I had the freedom to go anywhere and live anywhere, but I didn't have the freedom to move around once I got there. And for the little bit of time I was doing boondocking, my Grand Design is built on a Fox off-road suspension with a multi-inch lift kit. So it's actually pretty capable of doing some boondocking. Is it as capable as the Revel? Of course not. But will it get the job done? Yeah, and if I really want to go off-roading, I have a souped-up Bronco to take me there. The other reason that I wanted to move to this beautiful Grand Design is I wanted the creature comforts. I'm going to show you some of the creature comforts in my new Grand Design as we talk, but the reality is, in a van, you're in one of two positions, sitting straight up Catholic schoolboy style, waiting for inspection by the nun who has the rule in her hand ready to rap your knuckles for slouching, or you're laying down in your maybe comfortable, maybe not comfortable bed that when you're 6'1" like me is every bit as long as you are, so your feet are constantly touching the wall. That's not particularly comfortable and it gets tiring. I want an intermediate position. I wanted basic things like a couch, like a place to store ice cream so I could have some ice cream, like a place to store more food so I could cook my meals in advance. All these things that we take for granted. I love baking. I didn't have an ability to bake. I missed that terribly. This Grand Design gave me that ability. Now, it would be different if I were living a different lifestyle in my van and I were truly boondocking in really remote locations on the reg, but that's not what I ended up doing. So that wasn't my reality. I thought it was going to be my reality, failing to know thyself, but it wasn't. So the creature comforts gave me a lot more. All these reasons are the reasons it made it a great decision for me to switch from my beautiful Winnebago Revel to this 2026 Grand Design 31ZW lineage. So which one's right for you, a Super C or a van? Check out my table here that's also on my blog post. I'll link to the blog post in the comments. Well, it comes down to honesty. Are you a minimalist gypsy who wants to float around? Then a van may be a great choice for you. Are you a person who wants to plan long-term stays and do the RV lifestyle for more than 1 to 2 years like me and now is planning to do it long-term? Well, all of a sudden the van seems to be a less and less appealing option, especially if you're staying somewhere 2 to 3 weeks in an established campground and you want basic creature comforts, or you want to be able to go out and explore the area. Overall, which one is right for you comes down to how long you're going to be doing this, where you plan to go, what your lifestyle is, what you're willing to sacrifice, how much freedom of movement you want in terms of being able to boondock in places like a Planet Fitness parking lot or a Walmart parking lot or a remote location, versus how much creature comfort you want, how much you want to enjoy your time in the campground, how often you'll leave it, and how often you want to move. At the end of the day, I absolutely love my van, but what I realized was that freedom wasn't the freedom to sleep anywhere, it was the freedom to do anything I want once I got where I was going. For me, that made an RV in a tow a much more sensible solution. What's the biggest fantasy you've had to let go of in your van life or RV life journey? What are you fantasizing about doing? Drop me in the line in the comments to let me know. I can't wait to hear from you. As always, if you've enjoyed this content, please hit the like and subscribe button, turn on notifications, and drop us that line in the comments. Thanks for watching. Take care.